Hello, folks. Welcome to the Hello World, podcasting with Magdalena. How is everybody doing? Listen, thanks for tuning in and welcome to my podcasting. As always, I just wanted to kind of let you know, for those who are new, this is a podcasting for personal growth, development, figuring out what's really going on, and also, applying astrology on the personal basis and use it as collective GPS and, just kind of use this as a guidance of what is really going on, around the world so that we can adjust ourselves better and know what direction, to take or, how to aim our energy. So, as we know now, we are actually in the Virgo energy. And do you feel the easiness? Another thing what is so beautiful about is that we do not have any personal planet right now retrograde. The most planets that are retrograde, they are, more the collective ones. And so it's almost like giving us a little extra breeze to breathe, which is very, very, very nice. I'm sure you can appreciate that. As I was talking about last week, how to use our earth element and work with it. Today I would kind of like to focus on it, because we don't have right now a personal planet retrograde, and we went through such a spindle of energy. It was just absolutely incredible. I just wanted to kind of add something what I was reading recently on one of the social media, and somebody was posting, it feels like a rinse, wash, and repeat. And I found that's very amusing, that, I felt actually that we went through the spin with all these retrograde planets and, revisiting and dealing with such an intensity of the, planetary, energies, what they were kind of bringing with themselves. So, what is beautiful about the Virgo energy right now is that it has this, how should I say, even this soft side, whatever that means. Virgo opposition is actually Pisces, which is, very gentle in a sense, or more soft. And the way I am feeling the Virgo is that when you are really using the deep, energy of the character, is that, helping us to sort out stuff, what is useful, what is not useful. And actually pretty soon, Mercury will join, the Sun also, which will be a pretty interesting because, Mercury is also home in Virgo, and it really helps to kind of intensify the mental aspect of the communication. So, and look, like I said, helping also to sorting out. And the reason why I'm kind of bringing that aspect up is that because we went through this incredible spin cycle, let's just call that, that we've been, facing all the incredible challenges. And we had to kind of revisit so many aspects of ourselves in our life. And now it becomes the time where we can say, okay, this is, useful for me and this is not useful for me. And kind of sorting stuff out. But also it is harvesting time, because we are slowly moving from the summertime into the winter time, in the fall time. And what it really ends up to be is that this is right now not a time of, inspiration or growth, but more about collecting of what we put it out. And it's pretty interesting how it will actually play out on the collective platform. This crescendo of this intensity of the duality may end up to be damped, meaning that it will end up to be more sorting out stuff, not growing anymore, not pushing and not exaggerating, but more, sorting again. I don't know. It just kind of comes back, to that word sorting out, what is good, what is bad, what is useful, what is not useful. Excuse me. And so now the question becomes and now how we are applying this in our life. Okay? What will happen? Because Venus is gonna move into, let me just check. Venus is moving in September 9th into the Scorpio. And on October 5th, she's gonna go retrograde. And Venus is always about the beauty, love, and value. And going into the Scorpio, she will end up to be a pretty tough little cookie. She will end up to be not willingness necessary, to settle, because being in right now in the Libra, she is still willing to negotiate and playing the diplomatic hats. But boy, when she gets into the Scorpio, she will be much less compromising. And willing to, play this, oh yeah, let me help you or something. And also what will be interesting is that the sun will be in Libra, and it will, kind of play out big time on the stage about relationships. So it will end up to be very interesting, scenario to see what's really going on, on the individual base, but also in the collective. Because at the same time, she will kind of oppose or face Uranus. And Uranus is in Taurus. And I think it is retrograde, yes. So it will be a very interesting dance because the Uranus is how was I calling it in prior podcasting? Freedom fighter. Oh, yeah. Breaking down the barrier. So we will have two planets that will actually really challenge the status quo, and it will end up to be a little messy situation. So, right now in September, not having, personal planet being retrograde, that will give us this little breaking time or breathe-through time. It's like, okay, recovery. But what we wanted to be very cautious of it is that don't get too comfortable. Meaning, don't just drop down. It's like, oh, phew, everything is done, No. Because like I said, when Venus goes in Scorpio, opposing Uranus in Taurus, it will end up to be a very intense time again, because they are personal planets. Actually, the Taurus is a personal sign, and Venus is a personal planet. So, and these two will kind of being on the center stage about what's really going on, and will be interesting to see the dynamic, how this will kind of play out, because I always say we all have a free will, and the question is just how we are using our free will, and all these experiences and all these difficult times, how we can actually master, because everything what we are facing here is for our personal growth, since we are right now in this incredible period of time of humongous changes. We are getting incredibly challenged, and trying to understand what's really going on ahead. And sometimes, when we don't have this security or what to expect, and, this is what Uranus will challenge us, this absolute unexpected, we will have to kind of rely on this internal security and say, it will be okay, I've been through many different changes. We'll just trust in the process that it will be, we will be actually guided through this processing, whatever is, happening. Because what I'm seeing, I was, talking in a prior podcast that there's this incredible challenging time right now about the human voice and how we are expressing ourselves and our freedom of expression and many other aspects, not just in expressing ourselves. It's getting so much jeopardized, and people are not willing to put up, because they are recognizing that how much we've been, misled, we've been misinformed. And it's interestingly that some communication channels are just not willing to kind of make a decision and say, okay, we are here for the humanity. Let's just, help each other. Let's just inform people. They are still kind of on this old horse that they are not willing to give up, and stubbornly pursuing something just that is just not working anymore, folks. Simple as that. I mean, in prior podcasting, I've been, sharing a little my frustration, what is really going on, and how we've been impacted by so many changes and disasters, natural and man-made, however you wanted to see it or whatever you're believing in it. But right now, I'm just kind of, like I said, trying to focus more on moving forward. The importance is to stabilize ourselves, the importance is to understand how to handle our emotions and not get trapped